Hey guys, this is Yugo Grading, and then today I'm going to do some comparison between the graded case. So in terms of PSA, BGS, and ARS, and ARS is the newest grading company from Japan, and then started around middle of the 2022. So it's very, very new. So the first aspect I would like to talk about will be the look, the appeal of the graded case, and then between BGS and PSA, they all have the lover, they all have their collector. And then, but however, I'm just gonna pick the winner straight out, which will be the AIS, in terms of look, that trophy look, you see that. And then with the label at the bottom, it's very, very distinctive. And if you check the side of the finish, like the frosty finish, and then the thickness of the case, the back label with a grade, and then at the bottom even have their own company brand logo on this on the at the bottom. The craftsmanship of these cases is insane. It's really, really high quality. I can't find any better graded case at the moment now. So in terms of look, straight out winner will be AIS. And obviously we have to check the label as well. PSA have improved their labels, but it's still paper, so it's a cheap material, and a cheap vibe. But PSA, Gemin 10, and then at the back, with all the QR code and some barcode as well. So very standard, but I mean PSA has improved their label as far as I know so far. And then BGS, very standard label compared to the past, but I feel like they updated the material of the label. Right now it's probably more, not, I wouldn't say it's full metal, maybe it's a mixture of metal and paper potentially. And BGS, the back is still the same, but I do feel they have a lot of improvement they can do for their label on the back, or yeah, probably just on the back. They should do some improvement for sure. And then AIS, I think this is a pure metal, and then you can see it's the company logo is there. You can view, it's not so obvious, so you can see it's more, you can see the description of the cases instead of the company logo, but in certain angle you can see the company logo. And then the label, the maximum grade is actually 10 plus, so it's weird. It's odd as well. I like 10 just look neat, for a perfect grade, but that's what I want to do for the 10 plus. So in a way it's a bit weird, because even if a car is a 7, 8, 9, then as long as the front look good, then nobody can really tell the grade. So the gradient aspect, I would say it's a shame it's not at the front, just for people to see it and display. So I can see it might be a downside in terms of the market value of the cases, because people can't see the grade at the front. But that's the design of the label, and the label is great. You got a QR code as well. And then in terms of the clarity, straight out, I mean BGS has the inner sleeve for protection, so they have to sacrifice their clarity. That's just obvious. By the way, this one is for sale. DM me if you're interested for the Japanese DDS. To be honest, like TCG layout, and then secret rare foil Japanese DDS. And then in between the ARS and PSA, I would say they are fairly equal. Like ARS is very clear, you can see, and of course PSA is like famous for its clarity, so it's clear as well. So I would say they probably are equal. So I'll let you guys tell me at the comment below and tell me which one is more clear. To be honest, you guys can decide. And then in terms of the thickness of the cases, like we all know PSA has really thin cases, BGS thick cases, but ARS is another level, even thicker. Look at this. like really thick. If you compare to PSA, this is literally double the size, or maybe even a little bit more, maybe, but it's just really thick in comparison. Yeah, thickness, and then you see this. So even about ARS, it's really thick. So thickness, winner is definitely the ARS. And finally, you grade your card. You want your protection of the card. That's the reason of the grading, to be honest. Then in terms of protection, I'll pick the BGS just because of the inner sleeve. So any external force or whatever happened, you still have that inner sleeve to protect it, the actual card. So that's BGS. That's famous. I think BGS is famous for its protection, and PSA obviously is just be the worst protection, for the card. It's just because it's just thin. Yeah, that's it. It's nothing else. But with the ARS, it's perfect fitted slot. In a way, it's good to protect the car, but obviously, the downside is that we don't know if there's any external force within the force damage the edges or corners in a way. So the winner for the protection will be BGS and then ARS and then PSA. So I just want to know, what's your guys' opinion on this new grading company ARS, and then how does it compare to BGS and PSA? In your after viewing this video, just leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the ARS.